Okay, and now we're going to do a few games. We're going to play a few games. I'm not sure how many I will show out of this little set. I'm probably going to play 3 or 4, and I'll probably pick 2 out of those to show off to you guys. But we're going to play a few games with this deck, and I'm going to try and show off this deck and sort of show off why I enjoy this deck so much. So, the coin flip, it's always tails, except for when it isn't. It's always tails, except for when it isn't. He's gonna go first? Okay. Means that we are going to be a little bit more dependent on Nkata hitting Dig to survive when going second. But that's fine. I mean, if he's a deck that can't do more than 40 damage on turn 1, we're gonna be okay anyway. But things like Talonflame and Zygarde are around, and those are some... Things like Zygarde and Talonflame and Fire types can knock you out pretty easily on turn 1, so you just have to be aware of it. Okay, so we've got... This is a relatively okay opening hand. If this was a Ninjask, it would be a much, much better hand. But, unfortunately, it's not. I kind of would prefer in this situation. I think I would rather in... just to be able to shuffle Shedinja and VS Seeker back into the deck rather than discarding them with Sycamore. But if we can find a Tapu Lele somehow, I will try and do that, whether it's through an Ultra Ball or Computer Search or Skyla. If we can find an Ultra Ball, if we can find Tapu Lele somehow, I will use that to try and go get an in to shuffle this hand if we can. And we're playing against Mewtwo. Okay, so Mewtwo leading with the Spirit Link. Damage Change Mewtwo is actually the scariest card for this deck to deal with. Ooh, and he discarded 2 Lysander right off the bat. That means he is going to be able to hit Pokemon under my back line. So I am going to need to get a primary fighter as well as a backup fighter established relatively early, because he is going to be able to kill it. He immediately VS Seekered that Lysander back to his hand, which doesn't seem like the worst thing. Okay. I'm gonna Sycamore. It feels bad discarding a VS Seeker, but things happen. Just in case. Because we may not hit Dig. And if we don't hit heads on Dig, well, we have another way to sort of prevent him from instantly killing us. We'll grab Ninjask now, just to help to thin out the deck a little bit, because I do want to try and find a card draw supporter, an actual card draw supporter. Teammates is awesome. Teammates is great, but it's not true card draw. In the same way that some cards are. Yeah, we didn't get heads on that. Unfortunately, we did not land heads on Dig, so if he has another Psychic Energy, which he's very likely to have, he can kill Nkata here, and that's why we did play the Bursting Balloon out, just as a sort of extra way to get a little bit of extra damage, because if he doesn't have Mega Mewtwo in his hand, or if he doesn't have a way to get Mega Mewtwo right now, he is going to be taking... Oh, well, there's the Pokemon Center lady. I was going to be saying that, like, okay, he's going to be having 70 damage marked on him at the end of the turn, including any extra damage that he's going to be taking from Bursting Balloon. Oh, he didn't have another Psychic Energy. That's actually really, really good for us. That works really well for us. I'm kind of unfortunate now that we put Choice Band on this Ninkata, because I was accepting that this Ninkata was dead. That's why I said put Choice Band on the backup one, just in case. But, he lived. So, now we get to hit and run. We do know he has Lysander in hand. Like, we know that that last card in his hand is Lysander. We know what this card is. If this card is an energy, and it is, that's unfortunate. I was like, if the card that he top decked is an energy, then he's going to be able to kill Ninjask. If it wasn't, then we're probably going to be able to kill Mega Mewtwo. Unfortunately for me, it was. So that sucks. But now we get to play teammates. So that's good. So we'll teammates here for Ninjask and a energy so that we can start getting him powered up. There is an argument to be made for getting a VS Seeker so that we can play Sycamore next turn. But I'm okay for now doing this and just sort of hiding behind Shedinja. Hopefully he doesn't have a VS Seeker in his hand. Shaman, I mean, he has a perfect Shaman, so he's going to get to draw 6 fresh cards, so chances of another VS Seeker are not 0. Okay, DC, Max Elixir. Doesn't look like he found a VS Seeker, because if he would have found it, I think he would have probably gone for it right away, rather than, like, doing other stuff first. Gets rid of my stadium, that's fine. I mean, it's not great, because now Mewtwo takes a lot less damage, but... Hexmaniac. Okay, so he played the stadium and Hexmaniac, so all abilities are extra doubly off. I mean, that sucks, because now he's going to get to draw a prize card off of killing that Shedinja. Yeah, we're going to be a Seeker here. Symptotoxic Laser, because we're going to be discarding it to Sycamore anyway, so we might as well. There's an argument to be made for playing teammates here, but I think I would rather just have the higher volume of cards in this situation over having 2 specific cards. Discard Lysander, Skyla, and in this case, I think getting rid of... It's late enough in the game. I mean, we haven't taken any prize cards yet, so in may be valuable. So I'll put an in the discard pile, just because it may be valuable, because we haven't taken any prize cards and he's taken 2. We're about to take our first prize cards, because we're going to knock out this Mewtwo now, but now prize cards are all tied up for 4. Hey, there's Tapu Lele, another energy, that's nice, so we can start possibly powering up this Nincada for a backup. We do a Bursting Balloon on this Shedinja. Damage Change Mewtwo is very, very difficult for this deck to deal with, because unfortunately I can't one-shot Damage Change Mewtwo, and that normally isn't such a huge deal, except for the fact that most of the Pokemon that I'm going to have as the active don't have any damage marked on them, and basically won't have any damage marked on them. And the issue with that becomes that if the Pokemon I have in the active has no damage marked on them because it's the Shedinja, and they can just damage change, put 60 damage or however much damage on the Shedinja, kill it, and then keep themselves healthy. And so Damage Change Mewtwo is pretty difficult for this deck to deal with, as you basically need to try and find a way to one-shot it, or you're never going to be able to kill it. So that can be very difficult to deal with. He is going to evolve into Mega Mewtwo, which is honestly easier to deal with than Damage Change Mewtwo. I honestly would rather fight a Mega than Damage Change. He chooses not to attack into me because he knows that the Bursting Balloon would be bad news bears for him. I think I am going to go for Sycamore here. Tapu Lele for Sycamore. I can use Computer Search to discard these 2 supporters for another Ninjask. Yeah, that seems like the game plan. Oh no, Pokemon have their basic abilities turned off. Crap. Oh, I wasn't thinking. I forget. I'm used to having my stadium in play. I'm used to having my stadium out. So that was a mess on my part. Whatever. It's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Yeah, I know I could have used Computer Search to go get a supporter, but we're relatively well set up right now. Our deck's pretty thin. We're down to 18 cards in the deck. So most of our draws are live at this point. Most of our draws are live. So generally I think we're okay as we are. We're both in top deck mode, and I think generally we're advantaged at the moment. Yeah, because we were going to knock out Mewtwo in 2 turns, and he couldn't really do anything to stop us. We probably made a play mistake there by not going Computer Search for Burbank City Gym, then playing Tapu Lele for a Sycamore, and then drawing 7. That was probably incorrect. That was probably the correct play, but I just forgot about his stadium. No big deal. Moving on to the second game, let's keep going. Okay, and here we go with game 2. We've got an Ninkata lead. No energy in our opening hand. Computer Search may be able to remedy that for us. Discarding Lysander and Computer teammates. Getting those two in the discard pile early is never a bad thing. Battle Compressor. It could be Night March. Shaman and Battle Compressor could be some kind of Night March variant. Those are, no, it actually is a water deck, okay. Oh, okay. Archies, okay. So, Drizzle Blastoise. So he's going to be looking to, what's it? Maxie's Hidden Ball Trick? I think it's Archie's Ace in the Hole, Maxie's Hidden Ball Trick. He's going to be looking to Maxie's. Yeah. Wow, he's gotten really lucky off those acro bikes. If he's going to be able to craft a turn 1 Drizzle, that's going to be bad news bears. So discarding a Professor, Ultra Ball. He may be able to get turn 1 Drizzle here. He may be able to get turn 1 Drizzle. Keldeo. Does he have an energy in his hand? Does he have the way to get that last card out of his hand? It's Battle Compressor. Okay, so he's going to be able to get turn 1 Drizzle. Well, that's really lucky for him. Being able to get that turn 1 Drizzle. That's, yeah, I mean, good for him, I guess. Wow, yeah, turn one Archies is, or turn one Archies is not something you see very often. Like, that takes quite a bit of luck and skill to pull off. And he was able to do that without Shaman. That's difficult. Oh wow, and he's drawn perfect. He's drawn absolutely perfect in this game. Yeah, he's gonna be able to rush in and kill me next turn. Huh. So this is a little bit terrifying. Yeah. Huh. Well then. So that was a turn 1. Okay. So that was a turn 1. Yeah. 6 energy Keldeo. Turn 1. Okay. Yeah, so that was a turn 1. So that was a display of what that deck does. That's why Archies and Maxies are very, very powerful cards. Also, it's kind of how crazy Drizzle Blastoise is. At this point, I think it's literally just pray for Dig. I think is the game plan, is just pray that Dig works, that I can land Dig. Because Ninkata with a choice band one-shots Keldeo and Blastoise. So if I live the turn, if Dig lands and I can live the turn, we can pull out a kill. Like, that's not unrealistic. Please? Dig, please. Okay, okay, okay. We live the turn. Dig's successful. Dig's successful. VS Seeker is going to be able to Archies again. Yep. He's gotten some profound luck right now. Yeah, he's gotten some profound luck. Wow. Like, this is literally, he's just like, if you could just perfectly stack your deck, that's what we're looking at right now. Is if you just perfectly stacked the deck. At this point, I think my game plan may be to mill him. Like, we're turn 2 and he's down to 16 cards in his library. Like, we may be on the mill him plan. Oh, and he's going to play Shaman? He's going to Sky Return and play Shaman? Yeah, we may be on the mill him plan. Sycamore, we need to find Ninkata Choice Band. Ninkata Choice Band needs to be what we find. Well, we found Ninkatas. No Choice Band, unfortunately. So we don't get to one-shot this Keldeo. If we found a Choice Band, we could have one-shot Keldeo, and it would have been very good for us. I'll put it that way. We are going to play out two Ninjask. In case this one dies through Lysander or something else. Attack, hide. We do get 120 damage off on that Keldeo. We do know he has at least one water and 2 water energy in his hand from the Shaman. He's gonna keep thinning his deck out. Yeah, we may be on the mill him plan. VS Seeker. Nope, Lysander. Yeah, he got there. Yeah, he's just had the perfect draw. Just the absolute perfect draw. This is astounding to watch. Like, this is astounding to watch. Just how perfect his hand has been. Like, this is the kind of thing you don't get to see every day. Like, this is the kind of game that happens like 1 out of 50. He's got redundant Blastoises, redundant Keldeos, is able to play Archies on turn 1 and turn 2. Like, this is super weird to watch. Like, I'm not even playing in this match. I'm just kind of observing this happen. I'm just kind of observing him playing, and I'm just sitting here. Sycamore. And let's just keep digging for something to do. Choice Band, Energy, Tapu Lele seems like an okay option. What do we got? Skyla, what's left in our deck? Okay. We do have Puzzle of Time, so if I need to get back something, I can. Okay. Well, let's see if we live the turn. Let's see if he can find another VS Seeker. Basically, can he find another VS Seeker so that he can Lysander and kill my backup Ninjask? Hey, he is. He's going to be... Well, he discarded 2 Lysander, right? Yeah, fail to find. Fail to find off Jirachi. Fail to find off Jirachi. Jirachi, the old Tapu Lele. Yeah. Jirachi, the old Tapu Lele. Legacy Tapu Lele. So Ninjask now can one-shot his Pokemon. Which is sweet. I am going to get back these 2. Because I'm spooked. And... yeah. Because we can now one-shot, basically, anything that's not a Shaman. Like, if it's not a Shaman, we kill it in 1 hit now. Which is cool. Basically, he needs a VS Seeker to win the game. He needs VS Seeker if he wants to win now. Because he's got 10 cards in his library, and we one-shot Blastoise and Keldeo, and Jirachi. That Shaman is the only card he has that doesn't get instantly killed right now. So, he needs Lysander. Lysander VS Seeker. Hey, we got there! So, even through his deck having the absolute perfect draw, we still were able to win, because this deck is so good at killing EXs. Specifically water and ground type EXs. But, still, so good at killing EXs, that even with his deck having the perfect draw, we were able to get there. I mean, like, that was a sweet game, because I showed off how both of our decks work. His deck went off beautifully. My deck went off. We managed to find the cards we need. He Lysandered and killed one of our Ninjask. We recovered. We rebuilt a backup Ninjask and were able to still finish the job. Hiding behind Shedinjas to buy us turns, using Bursting Balloon to buy turns and Shedinjas and stuff to try and buy time so that we can finish off his Pokemon and build up a powerful bench Pokemon that can then get the job done. So those were some pretty sweet games. Like, I'm happy with that. let me know if you guys want to see any more of this deck in the comments down below, if you guys want to see any more games with this deck. Unfortunately, you cannot play expanded events with this deck at the moment. Unfortunately, because I would love to grind out the expanded coins event. I love the expanded coins event. Being able to get so many prize tickets is awesome. Unfortunately, these cards are not legal. Sun and Moon Guardians Rising cards are not legal at the moment. So, unfortunately, I can't play any events. Normally, I would play an event to show off this deck, but can't play an event at the moment. But if you guys want to see any more of this deck, let me know. So hopefully after seeing these games, you guys have enjoyed this deck as much as I have. If you guys are just seeing this video, there is a deck tech / deck profile on my channel on this deck. If you want to go check there, see the full deck and watch me go into the deck in more detail, you can go over there and check that out. And that'll be linked at the end of this video as well as in the description down below. But if you guys want to see any more of this deck and want to see me play some more games and see a little bit more of this deck, please let me know. I love this deck, I love playing this deck, and I'd be happy to record some more games for you guys to see. But with all that being said, well, thank you guys for watching. I hope you all have a great time, and I will I'll see you all next time. Thank you for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoy this content and want to see more from me, please feel free to subscribe. If you guys want to leave a like, comment, anything like that, please do that all below. And, as always, this content is brought to you by your kind support over at Patreon. Thank you.